So you two have met before?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, is that a yes?
Yes, we knew each other once.
In college. That's cool. Undergrad? Were you guys classmates or something?
No.
We dated.
You know what? I apologize. I obviously have the wrong room.
As you dress like this all the time, you've come to the right place.
The right place for what? You know, I really was just on my way down the hall to the ladies' auxiliary ball.
In front of the guillotine, please. On your knees.
It certainly is a funny way to set the mood.
I've never known anyone to be in the mood to die.
No, I didn't mean in the mood for that. I meant in the mood for you.
We're wasting time.
Listen. Oh, listen, I just have one question. You know, you do seem like you do this all the time, and have you done it ever before with, say, a brunette, kind of a Marilyn Monroe type, kind of Zoftig?
Stalling will only prolong the inevitable.
Cake. I really feel the need for some cake. And you know how Marie always said, let them eat cake, and you can have your cake, and I can have my cake, too, and I'm going to go to my car because I have some sponge cake I got from the bakery, and I'll just be getting that cake right now.
Mary. Don't be afraid.
Oh. Well, you know, it's kind of funny you mentioned that, because looking at that huge sort of Cuisinart blade of yours, I'm just thinking it's really sharp, and I'm also thinking, I wonder if that's for real.
Well, this is real. This is what I'm paying you for.
You know, you aren't paying me for props, and probably in my negotiations, you know, with Munson, you didn't tell him about the...
Silence! Please face this with some dignity. I promise this won't hurt a bit.
You know, I really do like my line of work and everything, but I'm certainly not willing to lose my head over it.
Your crimes must be punished.
Wait a minute, what crimes? I didn't do anything wrong, you know? I really didn't, and you're gonna make an awful mess here. You realize that, of course. How in the world do I get myself into these things?
That's a good question, Lucy. How do you get into these things?
Oh my gosh! Doc! Oh, Doc! Ow! Doc, it's you! Oh my goodness! Oh, thank God it's you! I was scared to death, Doc! I thought I'd never... Oh! I thought I would never see you again. My whole life flashed right in front of my face. I can't believe I'm okay. You're okay. Wait a minute!
Hey, ow!
No, you're not gonna be okay. What the hell are you doing to me here?
Yeah, it's incredible. You just took the words right out of my mouth.
How did you find me?
How did I find you? I saw you leaving your hospital meeting with Hercules. That's something else you're gonna have to explain to me. I had a little conversation with Herc.
Well, what did Herc say to you about me?
Oh, he couldn't say enough about the Enchanted Escort Service, that's for sure. You know, you come highly recommended.
Wait. So you went and asked for a date with me?
Dates, is that what you call them?
I am certainly not an escort.
Then what are you doing?
It's obvious, isn't it? I am trying to prove that Eve is the killer before anybody else gets killed.
Lucy, you would throw yourself in front of a moving train if you thought it would protect the people you love. It's an admirable quality, and it's one that I love about you, but you are playing a very dangerous game.
I haven't really been in danger until now, sort of, but I just happen to be in a few awkward situations. That's
Awkward? Lucy, how long do you think you could keep up this police detective goes hooker routine before you actually had to sleep with someone?
Well, let me just tell you that I haven't had to yet.
Well, they can't all have heart attacks like Hercules.
Oh, Doc, don't you see? I am this close. I am this close to proving that Eve is a hooker, which means I can prove that she killed Devlin. Besides, we have the evidence. Scott found Eve's bracelet by Devlin's dead body.
Well, then why don't you suspect Scott? He found the bracelet, but he never called the police, did he?
Because Eve has Scott completely bamboozled. Look, we have Devlin, we have Eve and Grace together. They had that big fight. I actually saw them. Then Grace ends up dead. And now we have Julie.
What we have is no evidence that anyone poisoned Julie. From what I gather at the hospital, everyone thinks that she poisoned herself to throw suspicion off of herself. Now, as for Eve, if she really was a hooker in her former life, why would she have to kill Devlin to cover it up? And as for your other theories, Eve and Grace were friends. And why would she want to kill Julie in the first place?
Because I think Eve is so malicious, maybe she wants to frame somebody else for Julie's murder.
What if you're the killer and you're trying to frame Eve?
Go ahead, Big Shot. You make fun of me.
Okay.
But I am going to get the key to the city for solving this crime completely.
No, Lucy, what you're going to do is you're going to give up this Sherlock Holmes goes hooker routine right now. You know, there is an expectation of truth in advertising, and sooner or later, someone's actually going to expect you to deliver what they paid for.
Well, I can handle it.
No, you can't, Lucy. You can't handle or control these men that you're meeting. They could hurt you. Worse yet, they could kill you. I'm not going to stand for this anymore.
Oh, you're not going to stand for it, are you? And you know, I kind of like it when you get all macho.
If you don't stop deliberately putting yourself into harm's way, I'll put a stop to it for you.
I just want you to stop trying to stop me and help me prove Eve is the killer.
You haven't heard a word I've said, have you?
Ditto.
I used to be a lifeguard.
A cabana boy.
I used to be a lifeguard and a cabana boy at a summer resort that Courtney's parents managed.
I imagined you might become a lot of things, but never a doctor. Well, so what kinds of things did you imagine he might become? Well, let's see. Joe seemed destined to become a roadie for some rock band. No way. You were a party animal.
Well, I was no stranger to a kink.
So you gotta fill me in on all the details. You gotta tell me, Joe, the college years. Oh, that could get me in trouble.
You know what? Enough of this, because I don't think any guy wants his new girlfriend to learn what type of a guy he was from his old girlfriend.
Oh, shut up. You were younger then.
I am buying your silence.
Holding my tongue about scandalous Joe Scanlon is worth way more than $1. Save your money. I'll take it. All your secrets are about to be told.
Whoa, not a satisfied customer, I hope.
Not exactly.
Hey. Weren't you, Angela's afternoon delight?
As a matter of fact, I was. Let's have a little talk about Angela, shall we?
You know, I prefer that my clients leave their costumes at home. Why don't you take off the mask?
No. But I would like to say one simple thing to you. I really think that your exploitation of women is truly disgusting.
Hey, wait a minute. Every girl that works for me is over 18.
Well, I'm here to make sure that one of those adults, legal or not, never works for you again. As of this moment, Angela Delight is no longer on the payroll.
But let me tell you something, okay? If you want Angela to yourself, take it up with her. I'm not going to stop a chick from making a few extra bucks.
You know, I just don't think you get my drift. This woman is off limits.
Who do you think you are, coming here in that outfit, trying to muscle me with an axe, pal?
Angela Delight no longer works here. Got it?
You know, you don't get into this kind of work if you can't take care of business. And I got plenty of juice in Port Charles.
Well, I guess you've just met your match, haven't you? I'm not leaving here until we have some sort of an agreement.
No. Lucy Cole's living. I should have figured. A jealous boyfriend.
But I'm not any ordinary jealous boyfriend, or haven't you heard? I'm the crazed author who wrote a little number called General Homicide.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the book? It's getting people killed over at the hospital?
I'm thinking of writing a sequel. How does this grab you? A 2-bit, 900 number pimp with the IQ of a potted plant ends up chopped into thousands of bite-sized pieces because he makes his living selling women.
Hey, it doesn't sound too good.
Have I made my point?
Oh. Yeah, Angela Delight? I never heard of her. She doesn't work here, and
She never will.
Good. I guess we have an agreement. It's a good thing we talked. These are hazardous times. Someone could get hurt.
So, anyway, Joe gets caught organizing this crap game for the staff. Couldn't you just hand out towels like a good cabana boy?
Well, there's more to cabanaing than just towels.
My father was furious. He fires Joe right on the spot. I begged him not to fire my boyfriend, but he wouldn't budge. So, the next thing I know, Joe crashes this party at the club. He drinks his own weight in beer. And then he jumps on the bandstand with his guitar and gets this Lawrence Welk-style orchestra to rock and roll.
Well, I got my job back. So, where's your husband?
We're divorced.
For how long?
I haven't laid eyes on him in 2 years.
He hasn't been around, even though Neil is sick?
Oh, my husband was a selfish man. You could smell his ego at 10 paces, but give him a crisis to deal with and watch him run. It must be pretty hard on Neil. It is. But Neil's a trooper. And speaking of my Neil, I need to get back. I want to show him all the stuff I bought him.
Yeah. Tell him that we'll be by, you know, to visit him a little bit later.
Yeah. The dynamic duo. Bye.
What kind of pathetic man ditches on his son that has cancer?
I don't know. Seems like you and Courtney really cared about each other a long time.
That was a long, long time ago. Things change.
So, what ended it?
We were young.
Do you still think about her?
To be honest, yes. I think about her, and I thank heaven that I grew up and moved on. Karen, I couldn't imagine myself being happy with anybody but you.
Look, you can't just let me go like that. I was doing a very good job for you.
Hey, come on. You're not in it for the money. And besides, babes like you always find a way to get their kicks.
Oh, wait a minute. You're scared, aren't you? I can tell. And the only thing that would make a guy like you be afraid is my boyfriend over me, right, Kevin? Kevin came to visit you, didn't he?
That man you call a boyfriend wrote a book that's getting people killed. It's in all the papers.
Listen, you cannot believe everything you read.
I don't. I believe him. He didn't visit you with an axe today, did he?
Well, you know what? Actually, he did. You see, it was all just a big joke. That's it, a joke.
I wasn't laughing. Hey, do yourself a favor. Leave this guy while you can. From what I saw today, he probably committed all those murders.
Listen to me. Kevin is not dangerous. But if you're worried, look, if you let me stay, I promise you, he doesn't have to know. I can be very, very discreet.
Don't ever call me again. Ever.
Well, if it isn't the high executioner return from a hard day of work. Wow. You know, I'm sorry I don't have dinner waiting, but just didn't feel like it. What'd you do with your costume? Return it?
Thought about buying it. That way I could take it out like Batman whenever I need it.
Oh, like Batman. Is that it? That's what you think you're doing, Doc? Going out and ridding the world of all the evils, like the evils of a little escort service? Is that it?
Yes. Paid a visit to your boss, too.
I know, and you got me fired. Doc, I was really onto something. I was. Listen to me. You and your disgusting, horrible Halloween tactics cost me my link to Eve's past, and that would prove she is the murderer.
And I'd do it again, too. Lucy, do you honestly believe that I wouldn't stand in the way of anything that could hurt you?
Do you honestly believe I'm stupid, that I'm going to get myself hurt? I'm not going to do that.
Well, I'm not willing to take that chance, Lucy. I came close enough to losing you before when I wouldn't put my foot down while you chased one crazy scheme after another. Excuse me, sorry, not crazy, just risky.
I happen to take a few risks, so what?
Well, I don't. Not when it comes to you. Lucy, when Rex poisoned you, I sat by your bedside and fought off every doctor who tried to convince me that I was going to live my life without you. I will not risk losing you. Understand now?
But listen to me. Don't you see why I am doing this? Why I'm dressing up like Little Red Riding Hood and Little Bo Peep and whoever else it takes to prove who the murderer really is? Because I am watching you. You are consumed with guilt over this, and it's not because people are dying. You think they're dying because of you and your book, and they're not.
Lucy, I am responsible.
No, you're not, Doc. You think you have that gun in your hand, but that is not true.
Well, then the killer has some kind of a grudge against me.
Well, that's why I've got to work that much harder. I've got to figure out who the murderer is and catch him or her so that you will understand this isn't about you. It's about Eve. She killed Devlin, and she killed Grace, and she's using your book just as some kind of cover-up.
Lucy, you want to make sure that the responsible person is caught. I'm right there with you on that. But the best way that you can help me is to stay as far away from this mess as you can.
I will try.
Trying isn't good enough. I want you out of it, Lucy.
Hey, Frank. Do you know Courtney?
Nice to see you again, Frank.
Courtney, what brings you to Port Charles?
My son Neil is in treatment here.
I've heard Karen and Joe mention his name. They say he's a great kid. I hope he feels better.
Thank you. Karen, if you'll excuse me, I'm going back in with them.
Okay.
Dr. Hayes, podiatry. Dr. Michael Hayes to podiatry.
You don't like her, do you?
Let's just say she didn't turn out to be the person Joe thought she was.
Well, people change. That was a long time ago. Come on. She seems like a very caring mother to me.
A leopard can't change her spots. And even if she could, I doubt that Courtney would want to.
Then answer your cell phone when I call you, and your wife won't have to answer the phone at home. Well, it's really not my problem if she finds out. But you know that doesn't need to happen. Send the money I need. Well, call it what you want, but I have a son with cancer running up a huge hospital bill. Good. I'll check my account in the morning.
I have a few errands to run, and then I want to drop in and see Mac.
Oh. Well, good. Are you going to see Mac to talk to him about Catherine, or are you going to see if there are any more murder clues?
I want to offer him my support about Catherine, but I do want to see how the investigation into the hospital murders is going. Sitting around waiting for another body to turn up is driving me crazy. Maybe we can come up with something together.
Yeah, well, you know, Mac, he's never let you down before.
Maybe this time will be no different. See ya.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, Victor, good grief. You scared me to death. For Pete's sake, if you keep doing that, I am going to put a little bell around your neck on a collar.
You were deep in thought.
Oh, I was, wasn't I? You know, I'm stuck. Kevin doesn't want me to do this anymore. But I just can't help solving these murders out of my brain.
I know exactly what you mean. Even though I may be wrong about the next victim, I just do believe that I'm onto something. Mark is right, of course. Solving crimes like these could be unsafe.
Yes, I know, but you know me well enough by now. I'm not going to get myself in anything too hairy. And you know what I really believe? Whether Kevin wants to admit it or not, he needs my help.
How close are you to actually to proving who the killer is?
I am this close. You know what? I could use your help.
Oh, no, Monk wouldn't. Well, if you think that I could be of some assistance,
Excellent, yes.
I'm sure you have a plan.
Funny you should mention it. Here's my plan. We're going to tell Kevin. You and me, we're going shopping.
But I don't need anything.
No, of course you don't. We're going to head to the mall. We're going to veer off from the mall. I'm going to dump you at the senior citizens place, you know, and you can play shuffleboard and have teas, shoot a little chess, or whatever it is you people do. And I'm going to continue trying to prove who the killer really is.
That's a terrible plan.
Why? What is wrong with it?
Well, I can help you a lot more than just pretending to play shuffleboard.
I see. So you'd like a little more active participation, eh?
I can be very resourceful.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You are a lifesaver, and I mean that in the literal sense. You probably are what I've been needing this whole time. You're what I want.